There are over 7 billion people in the world right now, all of them connected by some form of communication. So today, let's take a moment to really appreciate how far human communication has come because wow, we have come a long way. Hi, welcome back to the channel. Let's get started. As humans first started exploring their world, they communicated with one another using body language and vocal sounds. It wasn't until much later that we started to capture these communications, first with cave paintings and then with written language. Some of the most famous cave paintings can be found in places like Lascaux, France, where humans created images of animals and other parts of their daily life over 17,000 years ago. These paintings show a level of artistic ability that was likely developed through early forms of communication. After all, creating an image of an animal or plant shows that the person creating the image understands what it is that they are trying to depict. Around 3200 BCE, the Sumerians began to develop the world's first writing system. Early forms of writing such as Sumerian cuneiform consisted of small indentations pressed into clay tablets using a wedge-shaped tool. This was later adopted and adapted by many different cultures. Over time, symbols evolved into more abstract pictures and eventually into phonetic characters, as seen in ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Ancient Egyptians wrote primarily in hieroglyphics, which is a combination of logographic and alphabetic characters. They used papyrus made from the papyrus plant as their primary writing surface. Around 1900 BCE, the Egyptians had developed a cursive form of hieroglyphs for writing on papyrus, which was faster and more convenient than the traditional pictographic style. Unfortunately, deciphering hieroglyphs proved to be quite difficult thanks to the fact that the Rosetta Stone was lost for centuries. It was only in 1799 that a British officer discovered the stone, which contained the same text in 3 different scripts, allowing scholars to crack the code. And finally, around 1000 BCE, the Phoenicians created an alphabet that had distinct symbols for each sound they wanted to represent. This alphabet became the basis for many later writing systems, including Greek, Latin, and even English. Writing down ideas meant that thoughts and discoveries could travel across time and space. Without the ability to write, ideas and innovations would disappear as soon as their originator did. If I tell you that someone named Gutenberg invented something called the printing press, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about, but you might not know anything about the life of the man himself. That's because his innovations lived on after him. Before Gutenberg, books were copied by hand, so they were expensive and rare. But with his invention of movable type, printing became fast and cheap. Soon, entire tracts could be printed in a matter of hours instead of days or weeks. People everywhere were suddenly able to access information faster than ever before. This rapid spread of knowledge helped spark the Renaissance, the scientific revolution, and ultimately the Age of Enlightenment. But writing and printing were just the start. In the 1830s, Samuel Morse developed the telegraph, which used electric signals sent over wires to send messages in mere minutes over distances of thousands of miles. This was followed by Alexander Graham Bell's invention of the telephone in 1876. Suddenly, people could hear each other's voices no matter how far apart they were. But the leap from sending a telegram to having a private conversation still left a lot to be desired. If you've ever tried to text while your phone is in airplane mode, you know how frustrating it can be to wait for your message to go through. Imagine trying to do that every single time you wanted to use the telephone. Well, that's what it was like for most of the telephone's early history. It wasn't until wireless telegraphy was invented that people could transmit information instantly without wires getting in the way. This innovation paved the way for radio in the late 19th century and television in the 20th century, which both became powerful tools for mass communication. Radio broadcasts could cover vast areas, bringing news and entertainment directly into people's homes. Television went a step further, showing moving images alongside sound, making it feel like people were interacting in real time. Then came the biggest development in the history of human communication, the internet. For the first time, anyone in the world could speak to anyone else with relative ease, regardless of location or time zone. Email allowed people to exchange messages electronically. Then SMS brought that ability to mobile devices, putting the entire planet in your pocket. You can talk to someone on the other side of the globe via text or video call. It feels like they're sitting right across from you. The evolution of language has mirrored the evolution of our species. As we developed new ways to communicate, those methods quickly became ingrained in society, changing how we think, interact, and perceive the world around us. First came cave paintings, then written language, then print. Next was the telephone, then radio and TV, and then the internet. And what's next? Will artificial intelligence be our next step? AI is already being used in many ways to improve human communication. For example, AI-powered voice assistants like Siri and Alexa are changing how we interact with technology. Instead of learning complex commands, we can simply talk to our devices to perform tasks. Not only that, but AI is also changing how we translate languages. Real-time translation apps powered by AI are breaking down language barriers and allowing people to communicate more easily. AI is also being used to detect emotions in speech and writing, which can help us better understand the people around us. AI-powered chatbots are becoming increasingly sophisticated, able to hold conversations and even generate creative text formats like poems or song lyrics based on user input. AI is even being used to co-write books and articles. While some worrying that AI will replace human writers, others see it as a tool to assist and enhance their creativity. Even social media has been impacted by AI, with algorithms using AI to curate our feeds and suggest content and even friends. But perhaps the most exciting development is in brain-computer interfaces. Companies like Neuralink are developing devices that can read and write from the brain, potentially allowing us to communicate directly with each other. Imagine being able to share your thoughts and feelings with someone else simply by thinking about them. It might sound like science fiction, but it's closer to reality than you might think. With brain-computer interfaces, we may be able to communicate more directly, bypassing the need for language altogether. We may be able to share our thoughts and feelings with each other in real time, truly understanding each other on a deeper level. But not everyone is excited about this prospect. Some worrying that BCIs will be used for nefarious purposes, such as hacking into people's minds or controlling their thoughts. Others worrying that BCIs will create a new divide between the rich and poor, with the wealthy elite using them to gain even more power and influence. Whatever the future holds, one thing is clear: the evolution of communication is far from over. As technology advances, we will continue to find new and innovative ways to connect with each other. Maybe someday we'll be able to communicate with each other telepathically, or maybe we'll develop a universal translator that will allow us to speak any language fluently. Or maybe we'll create a virtual reality world where we can interact with each other in ways we never could before. The possibilities are truly endless. All of these changes have had a profound impact on how we live, work, and play. They've allowed us to connect with people in ways we never could before and have given us access to information and resources that were once unimaginable. At the dawn of civilization, humans communicated through body language and basic vocal sounds. Now we can send messages around the world in the blink of an eye. What's more, we've developed new forms of language to suit our digital lives, from LOLs and SMH to AFK and BRB. These abbreviations and internet slang have become part of our everyday vernacular. But as AI becomes more advanced, it's possible that our language will evolve even further. We may develop new ways of communicating that we can't even imagine yet. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll be able to express ourselves through emojis, memes, and AI-generated art. Whatever the future holds, one thing is certain: communication will continue to shape our world in profound ways. As we develop new technologies and push the boundaries of what's possible, We'll need to find new ways to connect with each other and share our ideas. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be able to communicate telepathically or create virtual realities where we can interact with each other in ways we never could before. The possibilities are really endless. The evolution of human communication is a testament to our adaptability and creativity. From our earliest ancestors who communicated through gestures and sounds to today's digital natives who are comfortable communicating via text and video calls, we've always found new ways to connect with each other. As technology continues to advance, we can be sure that communication will continue to evolve. And who knows what new forms of communication will develop in the future? So what do you think? How will communication look in 50 years? Will we be communicating telepathically or through AI-powered interfaces? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this one.